Hi there from me, Brent Graham of Good for the Game. It's the 10th of January in 2024. We're just a few hours away from the start of the Betway SA20 that's taking place in Gqeberha. A bit of rain about there, I understand, so let's hope we get some action. The focus of this video, though, and it's rather a last-minute one that came about after some Twitter conversations, is on the 2 million prize pool that Betway are putting up for the SA20. That, of course, is split between all of the spectators that managed to take a one-handed catch over the course of the tournament. We'll get into some stats on that in just a moment, but I think we've got a cracking 4-1 bet and another 7-4 shot that both, in my opinion, offer value. If you do enjoy your sports betting and your sports betting previews, subscribe to our channel. It helps it a lot. You can also like the video. We've got our live rugby show, the Handicap Rugby Chat That Matters, on Thursday night at 9 o'clock. And we'll also be doing a preview for the WSB Met, as well as match previews for most of the T20 games. Let's get into the purpose of this video, though, and let's have a look at some stats from those one-handed catches last year. 9 catches in 33 matches. There were 5 of those catches at Centurion, interestingly enough, spread out over only 2 matches. You had 3 in one game and 2 in another. Then there were 2 in Gqeberha, 1 in Joburg, and 1 in Durban. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, and you know, we're not looking at a massive sample size here, but we had 5 catches in the first 6 matches, but only 4 catches in the next 27 games. And what can we conclude from some of these stats above there? Well, catches are easier to take on the grass, where you've got a bit more movement, maybe a bit more space around you, and that's why Centurion is a good ground for that. And also the higher scoring grounds like Centurion are obviously going to have more 6s in them. But why did more than 50% of the catches come in the first 6 matches? Well, my theory is this. The more publicity this got, and bear in mind, after 6 matches, this was when Betway said, we're not making it 1 million anymore, we're making it 2 million. I think the thinking at that point was the way the catches were being taken, there was going to be hardly any money for each winner. Well, they did that, and you know, people just got more and more excited about this, and I think it got harder and harder to take a catch, because whether you're on the grass or if you're in the stands, you're standing there, you're trying to take the catch, there's 20, 30 people throwing themselves at it. And bear in mind, it has to be a clean catch. So if the guy in front of you clips it with his fingers, sorry, that's not a clean catch anymore. So I think it got tougher. We're going to test that out in the betting angle now, because the question is there betting value? I suspect there is. Just to mention, if you don't have an account at Betway yet, you're one of the few people in the country, I can tell you, but there's a link in the description box below, or go to betway.co.za and use the promo code GFTG. Right, let's have a look at the betting now. So they've got at the top there, number one-handed spectator catches in group stages. I was actually looking for some betting, and unfortunately it was pointed out to me on Twitter this morning that there was some, because I was trying to think what the spread would be, given there were 9 last year. I thought the bookies might set it at 8.5 or 9.5. Well, Betway priced it up over 3 legs. So you can have 8, 9, or 10, which is either side of last year, and last year's 9 at 7-4. Over 10, so 11 or more at 7-4. And of course, under 8, 7 or less at 7-4. And then they've also priced up on which stadium will have the most catches. Now, the market's a little bit tight here at 4-1 across the 6, but there could be some brilliant value to be had. Let me start with that. Centurion Park at 4-1. Now, Centurion Park had 5 of the 9 catches last season, 3 ahead of the second best Gqeberha. So 4-1 Centurion would appear to be some excellent value there. I'd have to suggest taking that. And then another one that I quite like is this under 8 catches at 7-4. The general consensus of people I've spoken to is that we might get more catches because more people know about it and the stands might be fuller. But I think that actually works against catches. As I said, I can't see many situations where someone's going to get a real clean go unless maybe they're sitting in a box or leaning over the front of the stand or something along those lines. So these are my 2 bets in this market. I think it's a great market from Betway, and it's Centurion most catches at 4-1. And I'm going to have a slightly bigger punt that we get under 8 catches, so 7 or less at 7-4. Whatever happens, we're really going to enjoy the cricket, enjoy the opening game. We've got a bit of a price boost video up there, which I'll stick up at the end of this video. And yeah, if you haven't done anything yet, I'm going to leave this here. You know what to do.